Life seemed set. House, wife, years stacked up. Then she wanted time with the neighbor. Things got loud. A gun showed up. Now, I'm free, and an old flame's back in the picture. How'd it go off the rails? Stay tuned. I'm sitting at the kitchen table, sipping coffee that's gone lukewarm because I got distracted scrolling Zillow on my phone. It's Saturday morning, the kind where the sun's just high enough to make the blinds glow, but not enough to drag you outside yet. The house is quiet, except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional creak from upstairs, where Laura's still crashed out. That's her lately, sleeping in, letting the day slip by while I'm up wondering if I should mow the lawn or just keep pretending it's fine. I'm Wayne, by the way, 29, real estate guy. Thought I had it all figured out. Decent job, cute little 2-bedroom in a sleepy spot outside Austin, wife who didn't hate me. Me? I was the guy double-checking the gas tank, making sure we didn't end up stranded in the middle of nowhere. Worked like a charm, or so I thought. We got hitched 3 years later. Small wedding, nothing fancy. Family, a few friends. A cake my cousin made that leaned like it was drunk. No kids, though. We always said we'd wait till we could afford a bigger place. Haha, good one. Like my commissions were ever going to stretch that far in this market. Anyway, we landed this house a couple years back. A cozy spot with a porch I keep meaning to fix. I'd head out every day, showing condos to picky buyers or dodging calls from sellers who think their shack's worth $1 million, while Laura stayed home. Spoiler alert, I was wrong, but we'll get to that. 8 years ago, I met Laura at a barbecue one of my buddies threw. Picture it, cheap beer and red cups, some guy burning burgers like it's a talent, and me standing there in flip-flops, probably looking like I'd rather be anywhere else. She walked right up, all bright eyes and a grin that could have sold a fixer-upper to a blind guy, and said, "Those flip-flops? Planning your escape already?" I probably mumbled something dumb, but she laughed, and that was it. I was hooked. She was the spark, the one dragging me on last-minute road trips or convincing me to try some sketchy taco truck. She'd quit her marketing gig a while back to find herself, which mostly meant scrolling Instagram and rearranging the kitchen every other month. I'd come home, she'd ramble about some neighbor's dog or a recipe she botched, and I'd nod along, happy to listen. That was us. Steady Wayne and free spirit Laura. Perfect balance, right? Lately, though, something's been off. I can't put my finger on when it started, but it's there, like a crack in a windshield. You don't notice till it catches the light. She's glued to her phone more than usual, thumb flicking across the screen like she's decoding the damn Pentagon Papers. I'll walk in, set my keys on the counter and say, "Hey, what's up?" She'll barely look up. Just a quick, "Oh, nothing, just tired," and a shrug. Tired? Sure, okay. Last week I tried pushing a little. Sat down next to her on the couch, the one with that stain from when we spilled wine watching some dumb reality show, and asked, "You good? You've been quiet." She flicked her eyes at me, gave one of those half smiles that don't mean anything, and said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Long day." Long day of what, I wanted to ask, but I didn't. Figured I'd sound like a nag. I'm not paranoid, okay? I mean, I'm no Sherlock sniffing out clues with a magnifying glass. 8 years in, you hit a slump sometimes, right? People get bored, drift a little. Happens to everyone. I'd catch her staring out the window sometimes. Not at anything, just zoning out like she's somewhere else. One night, I got home late from a closing, sold a split level to a couple who argued over closet space the whole tour, and she was on the back porch, phone glowing in her hand. "Hey," I said, sliding the door open. She jumped, fumbled the phone onto the table like I'd caught her robbing a bank. "Jesus, Wayne, you scared me," she laughed, but it was tight. Forced. "What are you up to?" I asked, leaning on the railing. "Just scrolling," she said, grabbing her glass of iced tea and taking a gulp like it was a lifeline. I nodded, let it go. Probably TikTok or some crap. No big deal. Still, it sticks with you, those little moments. Like yesterday, I was frying eggs, badly, because I suck at cooking, and she came downstairs, hair a mess, pajamas wrinkled. Didn't say a word, just grabbed her coffee and sat there tapping away at her phone. I flipped an egg, half of it landing on the counter, and joked, "Guess I'm not winning MasterChef anytime soon." Normally, she'd fire back something like, "Yeah, stick to selling houses, babe." This time, nothing, just a eyes locked on that screen. I scraped the egg into the trash, muttering, "All right, Gordon Ramsay, thanks for the support," but she didn't even twitch. That's when it hit me, not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet little ping in my gut. Something's wrong. I keep telling myself it's nothing, maybe she's stressed, maybe I'm boring her with my open house horror stories. I mean, who wouldn't tune out after hearing about the fifth couple who hates granite countertops? But then there's this other thing, this dumb, nagging thought I can't shake. See, we've got this neighbor, moved in a couple of years back, right next door. Young guy, built like he lives at the gym, always out there doing something loud and shirtless. Laura's mentioned him once or twice, casual as hell. Oh, Jake's fixing his car again, or Jake's got a new grill, looks fancy. No red flags, just neighbors stuff, except now, looking back, I'm wondering if that's where her eyes keep drifting when she's staring out the window. Turns out the slump I thought we were in, yeah, it's got a name, and it lives next door. Funny how you don't see it till it's waving at you from across the fence. So I'm out front one Saturday wrestling with a lawnmower that's been wheezing like an old smoker since we bought this place, when this Jeep screeches up next door. 2 years ago, that's when Jake rolled into our lives, tires kicking up dust like he's auditioning for a Fast and Furious cameo. Personal trainer, 26, abs like a damn action figure. Guy looks like he could bench press my entire garage. He hops out, all tanned and grinning, and I'm just standing there, grass clippings stuck to my shins, thinking, great, here comes the guy who makes my lawn look like crap. Old Mrs. Carter across the street waved at him from her porch, calling him that nice young man while watering her petunias. Me? I nicknamed him Captain Abs in my head and went back to yanking the mower cord, pretending I didn't notice. Didn't take long for the neighborhood to buzz about him. Jake's always outside doing something, mowing with no shirt, rigging up a pull-up bar in his yard. Hell, even breathing seems like a performance with this guy. At first, it was just background noise. I'd see him when I got home from showing houses, give a nod, maybe a hey man, and that was it. Laura, though, she noticed him right away. Suddenly, she's out there more than ever. Mail's never been checked so much, 5 times a day sometimes. Like we're expecting a publisher's clearinghouse check. Plants on the porch, water till they're drowning, gotta keep 'em green, she'd say, tugging the hose across the yard while Jake's over there tinkering with his car. Coincidence? Sure, and I'm Brad Pitt. Then came the cookies. One afternoon, I walk in from a brutal open house, think sweaty suit, couple arguing over carpet colors, and the kitchen smells like a bakery. Laura's at the counter sliding a tray of chocolate chip cookies onto a plate. What's the occasion? I ask, snagging one before she can swat my hand. Oh, just being neighborly, she says, casual as hell, brushing flour off her jeans. Made extra, figured I'd take some to Jake. I chew, nod, say cool, save me a few, but inside I'm like, neighborly, huh? When we start running a welcome wagon? She's out the door before I can blink, plate in hand, hair flipped back like she's headed to a photo shoot. I watch through the blinds. Don't judge me. And there's Jake leaning on his fence, grinning like he just won the lottery. She's laughing, tossing her head, and I'm standing there with a half-eaten cookie thinking, well, damn, next thing I know, she's jogging. Laura, who hasn't run since that 5K we bombed in 18, where she tripped over a cone and I nearly puked from sprinting, suddenly decides she's a fitness guru. Shows up one morning in these tight leggings and a tank top, stretching on the porch like she's prepping for the Olympics. Gonna get back in shape, she tells me, popping an earbud in. I'm sipping coffee, still in my boxers, and mutter, yeah, good luck with that. She's out the door, and wouldn't you know it, Jake's lacing up his sneakers at the same damn time. They nod at each other, start jogging down the block together. And I'm left there, staring at my mug, wondering if I should have bought a treadmill instead of that secondhand grill. Her phone's the real kicker, though. It's been glued to her hand for weeks now, but lately, it's like she's guarding state secrets. I'll stumble in from the garage, usually after tinkering with some listing photos on my laptop, and she's sprawled on the couch, screen glowing. Minute I get close, that thing flips over faster than a pancake. Just scrolling, she'll say, voice all breezy, tucking her hair behind her ear. Last night, I plopped down next to her, beer in hand, and tried to peek. What's so interesting? I ask, keeping it light. She locks the screen, sits up quick, and goes, nothing. Just dumb Instagram stuff. I laugh it off. Yeah, those cat videos will get you. But she doesn't laugh back. Just grabs her phone and heads upstairs, muttering about a shower. I sit there, bottle sweating in my hand, staring at the blank TV, feeling like an idiot for even asking. I'm not the jealous type, or I wasn't. Figured she's just bored, you know? I sell houses all day, come home rattling about square footage and HOA fees. Who wouldn't drift a little? Maybe I'm the boring one, droning on about countertops while Captain Abs is out there flexing for the world. Tried talking to her about it once, real casual. We're at the kitchen table picking at some takeout pizza, pepperoni her favorite, and I go, "Hey, you okay? You've been kinda quiet." She pokes at a slice, shrugs, says, "Yeah, fine," and flashes a smile that doesn't even hit her cheeks, let alone her eyes. "Cool," I say, taking a bite. "Great chat." She smirks a little, but that's it. Conversation over. I chew, swallow, and tell myself it's nothing, just a phase. 8 years, ups and downs, happens to everyone. Still, it's piling up. The cookies, the jogging, the phone ninja moves. Yesterday, I'm hauling trash bins out, and there's Jake, shirtless again, washing his Jeep like it's a damn car commercial. Laura's on the porch, watering those poor plants for the 3rd time that day, and I catch her glancing over. Not a quick look either, long enough that I stop mid-step, bin rattling against the curb. She sees me, waves the hose like it's no big deal, and calls, "Hot out here, huh?" I grunt, "Yeah, scorching," and drag the trash out, pretending I didn't see her eyes flick back to him. Later, I'm in the garage, kicking a flat soccer ball around, just something to do, and I hear her laugh drift in from the backyard. Peek out, and she's by the fence, chatting with Jake, twirling her hair like we're back in high school. He's flexing, telling some story, and she's eating it up. I kick the ball harder, watch it smack the wall, and think, shoulda known, when your wife's eyeing the neighbor's biceps, the open house is officially closed. It's another Saturday morning, and I'm back at the kitchen table, nursing a coffee that's too hot this time because I'm too distracted to let it cool. Laura's across from me, still in her pajamas. Hair a tangled mess, picking at her nails like she's trying to dig her way out of something. She's been weird all week, quieter than usual, dodging me like I'm a client who lowballs an offer. I'm flipping through my phone, pretending to care about some listing when she clears her throat. "Wayne," she says, voice all shaky, "we need to talk." I look up, set the phone down slow, and say, "All right, what's up?" She's fidgeting now, twisting her fingers, eyes darting to the window, then back to me. "I think I've got feelings for Jake," she blurts, like she's ripping off a Band-Aid. "I'm confused." Confused? I'm confused. Why, my coffee's still in my hand, burning my palm, while my wife's sitting there talking about the shirtless wonder next door. I blink at her, waiting for the punchline, but she just keeps going. "I don't know what I want," she says, leaning forward, hands flat on the table like she's pleading. "I love you, Wayne, I do, but there's something with him. I need to figure it out." I set the mug down real careful because my brain's short-circuiting. "Figure it out how?" I ask, voice flat. She takes a deep breath, looks me dead in the eye, and says, "I want to spend a month with him. See if it's real. If it flops, we'll fix us." I stare at her, coffee sloshing in my gut like bad tequila. "A month-long test drive with the neighbor," I say, deadpan. Romantic as hell. She flinches, but nods. "I just don't want regrets," she whispers, reaching for my hand. I pull back, stand up, and mutter, "Sure, Laura, do what you gotta do." She looks surprised, like she expected me to beg or something, but I just grab my keys and head for the door, needing air before I say something I can't take back. The next few days are a blur. She packs a bag, duffel slung over her shoulder like she's off to a yoga retreat, and walks out, leaving me with a house that feels too big and too quiet. I don't call, don't text. What's the point? She's made up her mind to play house with Captain Apps, and I'm not going to grovel. But then Wednesday hits and I'm driving back from a showing, some ranch house with a leaky roof, when I swing by Zilker Park to clear my head. That's when I see them. Laura's on a bench, giggling like a teenager, hair flipping in the breeze, while Jake's got his arms slung around her, whispering something that makes her laugh harder. Felt like someone punched my gut, then handed me the bill. I grip the steering wheel, knuckles white, watching them like some pathetic stalker, till they get up and stroll off, hands brushing like it's nothing. I don't know what snaps. Maybe it's the cookies, the jogging, the phone flips piling up in my head, but I peel out of there, tires squealing, and head home. Garage doors barely up before I'm inside, yanking open the closet where my dad's old hunting rifle sits propped against the wall. Not proud of it, I mutter to myself, fingers shaking as I grab it, but I wasn't thinking straight. All I see is Jake's smirk, Laura's laugh, and I want him gone. Back in the truck, rifle on the passenger seat, I speed to the park, heart hammering like it's gonna bust out of my chest. They're still there by the swings now, and I jump out, boots hitting gravel, rifle in my hands. Get the hell away from her, Jake, or I swear. I yell, voice cracking, bar wobbling because I can barely hold it steady. Jake smirks, steps back with his hands up, all cocky. Whoa, man, chill out. Laura's screaming, Wayne, stop, what the hell? Scrambling for her phone, dialing 911 with shaky fingers. You're crazy, she shouts, tears streaking her face. And I'm standing there panting, thinking, yeah, maybe I am. Sirens cut through the air fast. Too fast. Like Austin PD's been waiting for my meltdown. 2 cop cars roll up, lights flashing, and out steps this woman in uniform, all business, barking, drop it now. I freeze, rifle still in my hands, and then I see her eyes. Green, sharp, the same ones I stared at in algebra class a million years ago. Sophie, my high school crush, now a cop, striding toward me, like I'm some perp on a crime show. Wayne, she says, lowering her voice, squinting like she's piecing it together. I laugh, shaky and dumb. Hey, Sophie, and lower the gun slow, letting it clatter to the dirt. She's on me in a second, cuffing my wrists, but her grip's softer than it should be. He's not a psycho, she tells the other cop, a burly guy eyeing me like I'm a felon, just an idiot today. They haul me to the car, but she's the one talking me down. What the hell were you thinking? I shrug, cuffs digging in, and mumble, guess I wasn't. Laura's gone by then, bolted with Jake the second the cuffs clicked, leaving me sweating in the back of a squad car while Sophie leans on the hood scribbling something on a clipboard. They don't book me, Sophie vouches, says it's a first offense, no shots fired, just a dumbass with a rifle. She walks me out of the station a couple hours later, sun dipping low, and stops by her cruiser. Still a hothead, huh? She says, smirking a little, arms crossed. I rub my wrists, laugh rough. And you're still saving my ass. She shakes her head, those green eyes catching the light, and says, You're lucky I was on shift, Wayne. Don't pull that crap again. I nod throat tight, watching her climb into the car and drive off. Laura's off with Jake, my marriage is a dumpster fire, and I'm standing there in a parking lot wondering how the hell Sophie just walked back into my life. Funny thing is, for the first time all week, I don't feel completely screwed. It's been a week since I turned into the guy who waves a rifle at a park, and I'm sprawled on the couch staring at the ceiling like it's got answers scribbled on it. The house feels like a damn museum of us. Laura's mug with the chipped handles still sits on the counter, her sneakers are by the door, laces tangled like she'll be back any second to grab them. I haven't moved a thing. Too tired, or maybe too stubborn. She's off with Jake, probably sipping protein shakes and laughing about the lunatic ex who lost his shit, while I'm here, flipping channels I don't even watch. The remote slips out of my hand, thuds on the rug, and I just leave it there. That's where I'm at. Can't even pick up my own mess. Phone buzzes on the coffee table and I groan, figuring it's another client pissed about a bidding war. Nope, it's Dad. I answer, leaning my head back, and he's already mid-sentence before I can say hello. Wayne? You holding up? He asks, voice gruff like always. Barely, I mutter, rubbing my face. There's a pause, then he goes, You heard about your little stunt? Jesus, son, a rifle? I wince. Yeah, not my finest hour, he chuckles, dry as dirt. Well, if she's shopping elsewhere, close the damn store. You don't wait around for scraps. Old man's blunt, but he's right. Always is. Even when I hate it. Trying to, I say, and he grunts. Good. You're better than that. We hang up and I sit there, his words rattling around in my skull. Close the store. Yeah, maybe it's time. Work's a disaster. Monday I'm showing a condo downtown. Nice place, big windows, the kind I'd kill to list on a good day, and I blank on the address mid-tour. Clients this yuppie couple, all Patagonia vests and judging eyes, and the guy goes, You okay, man? You smell like bourbon. I laugh, too loud. Nope, just divorced in my head. Lady clutches her purse like I'm about to rob her, and I stumble through the rest of it, pointing at random walls, going, Great light in here. They don't bid. Boss calls later. Voice tight, Wayne, take a few days if you need 'em. I say, I'm fine. But I'm not. I'm a ghost drifting through open houses, forgetting lockbox codes, picturing Laura and Jake every time I see a Jeep on the road. By Thursday, I've had it. I'm done rattling around like some sad sack waiting for her to come to her senses. I dig up a lawyer's number. Buddy from college hooked me up and meet him at this strip mall office that smells like stale coffee and regret. Guy's all pinstripes and handshake, sits me down, says, "So, what's the deal?" I lean back, cross my arms, and go, "She took a month to test drive the neighbor, left me holding the bag." He nods, scribbling on a legal pad. "Irreconcilable differences, easy case." I snort. "Yeah, she test drove Jake. Reconcilable?" He smirks. "Not a chance. We'll file, keep it clean." I sign the papers right there, pen scratching loud in the quiet room, and it feels like I just sold a house I never wanted listed. "How long?" I ask, sliding the stack back. "Couple weeks," he says. "She fights, maybe a month. You got the house?" I nod. "Good," he says. "She'll push for cash, but we'll hold the line." I leave with a handshake and a weird buzz in my chest. Not relief yet, just something close. Court's quick, brutal. 2 weeks later, I'm in a stuffy room downtown. Laura across from me, hair pulled back tight like she's ready for war. Her lawyer's this Weasley guy in a cheap suit, yapping about how she sacrificed her career for me. My guy fires back, "She left for another man. Here's the 911 call." Judge isn't impressed. Laura gets a little cash, some furniture, that's it. I keep the house, the truck, most of my savings. She glares at me as we sign, pen digging into the paper like she's carving her initials, and mutters, "You're cold, Wayne." I shrug. "You walked out first." She storms off, heels clicking on the tile, and I'm free, officially, legally done. I step outside, sun blasting my face, and there's Sophie, leaning on a railing by the courthouse steps. She's in jeans, not her uniform, hair loose, and she looks up. "You okay?" I shove my hands in my pockets, shrug. "Define okay." She grins, hops down. "Come on, let's get food. You look like you haven't eaten since the rifle thing." We end up at this burger joint off 6th Street, grease-stained tables and all, and she's tearing into fries, laughing about my prom tux from back in the day. "God, you look like a penguin," she says, ketchup on her chin. I smirk. "Yeah, and you dumped me for it." She rolls her eyes. "I moved, idiot, not my fault." I steal a fry, choose slow. "Sure, blame the U-Haul." She laughs, loud and real, and for the first time in weeks, I feel my shoulders loosen. We sit there till the place empties out, swapping stories. Her about busting drunk frat boys, me about clients who think every closet's a deal breaker. "You're different," she says, sipping her Coke, eyeing me over the rim. "Good different?" I ask, leaning back. "Yeah," she nods, "less of a punk." I grin. "You're still a nag." She kicks me under the table and I kick back, and it's easy, like we never lost those years. Walking out, she bumps my arm, says, "Call me if you're not waving guns around." I nod deal, watching her head to her car, that old spark flickering back to life. Driving home, radio low, I catch myself smiling. Didn't expect her to be the one holding my hand through this crap. Life's weird, but maybe it's not all bad. It's a random Tuesday, 4 months since the courthouse dust settled, and I'm unloading groceries in my new condo downtown. Smaller place, no yard to mow, just me and a view of the skyline I don't hate. The doorbell buzzes, sharp and loud, and I figure it's Sophie forgetting her key again. She's got one now, but she's always juggling too much crap to find it. Usually her gym bag or some half-eaten sandwich from the precinct. I swing the door open, a bag of chips still in my hand, and freeze. It's Laura, standing there in a wrinkled hoodie, hair limp like she hasn't washed it in days, eyes puffy and red like she's been crying non-stop. "Wayne," she says, voice cracking like thin ice. "Can we talk?" I lean on the frame, chips crinkling as I grip the bag tighter and mutter, "What's there to talk about?" She steps closer, wringing her hand so hard her knuckles go white. "Jake ditched me. I screwed up bad." "You're my rock." I blink, letting that sink in, thinking rocks don't wait, sweetheart. But I hold it in for now. She's full-on pleading, tears streaking her cheeks, snot bubbling like she's auditioning for a soap opera. "I was wrong," she says, voice hitching. "I got caught up in him, the excitement, but it was nothing real. We can start over, Wayne, please." I set the chips on the counter behind me, slow like I'm stalling, and cross my arm. "Start over," I echo, keeping my tone flat. "You started over with Jake, left me holding a rifle in a busted marriage. I finished it." Her face twists like I've punched her, and she snaps. "You're throwing 8 years away over one mistake. I laugh, short and rough. One mistake? You moved out for a month to bang the neighbor, Laura. That's not a whoopsie. She stumbles back a step, wipes her nose on her sleeve, leaving a smear, and tries again, softer. I love you, Wayne. I know that now. I was stupid. I shake my head. Too late. You picked your trial run. I picked my life. She stares at me, eyes red and wild, then turns and storms off, footsteps echoing down the hall, defeated and loud, her sob bouncing off the walls like a ricochet. I shut the door, lean against it, and let out a long, shaky breath. That could have gutted me once. Her tears, her begging, that desperate look. But now, it's just static, background noise I can tune out. I grab a beer from the fridge, pop it open with a hiss, and flop on the couch, staring at the bottle cap spinning on the table where I flicked it. Life's different now. Better, in ways I didn't see coming. Sold the old house a month back, too many ghosts, too many echoes of her jogging shoes by the door, and snatched this condo with a balcony Sophie loves. She's got a key, crashes here most nights, and we've got a dog, Hope. This scruffy mutt I found at the shelter, all floppy ears and a tail that smacks everything in sight. She's under the coffee table now, gnawing a sock I didn't even know I'd lost, growling like it's her personal vendetta. I grin, lean down. Good girl, shred that bastard, and she wags harder, dropping it to lick my hand. Sophie's the real game changer, though. We're dating, official, no awkward what are we talks, just fell into it after burgers that day at the courthouse. She's sprawled here some mornings, burning toast 'cause she swears she can cook, and I'll stumble in, yawning. You trying to smoke me out or what? She'll flip me off, laugh, shut up, you love it, and toss me a charred slice that I eat anyway, just to see her smirk. We run the town lake trails on weekends, her in those beat-up sneakers she refuses to replace, me huffing behind, arguing over playlists, her with her punk rock crap, me with my country twang. This is noise. I'll groan, yanking an earbud out. She'll smirk, your whiny cowboy crap's worse, and speed up to mess with me, leaving me cursing and laughing in the dust. It's easy, real, like we picked up where high school left off, minus the braces and that god-awful mullet I thought was cool. Last Sunday, we're on the balcony, her feet propped on the railing, me tossing a tennis ball for Hope to chase across the tiny space. She's sipping a beer, watching the dog skid into the wall, and says, you ever think we'd end up here? I catch the ball midair, toss it again. Nope, thought I'd be stuck selling split levels and dodging HOA complaints forever. She grins. Better than waving guns at parks. I groan. Low blow, officer, and she laughs, tossing a bottle cap at me. It's moments like that, small, dumb, perfect, that make me realize I'm not just surviving anymore. Later that night, she's asleep on the couch, Hope curled up on her lap, and I'm in the kitchen flipping through takeout menus, thinking, yeah, this works. Work steadied out too. Boss stopped giving me the pity stare after I closed a deal on a loft last week. Big commission, enough to trick out the condo with a TV Sophie calls obnoxious as hell. I'm back to showing houses without forgetting where I'm at, cracking jokes with clients instead of scaring them off with my divorce zombie vibe. Dad called yesterday, gruff as ever. Heard you doing all right. That cop girl sticking around? I chuckled. Yeah, Sophie's a keeper. He grunted. Better than the last one. Less drama, and hung up. Classic dad. Short, sweet, right on the money. My buddy Mike from work texted too. Saw your ex at a bar downtown. Looked rough. You good? I shot back. Better than good, man. Dodged a bullet. Literally. He laughed. Tells Sophie she's got babysitting duty next time, and I grinned, picturing her rolling her eyes at that. Few days later, I'm at H-E-B, tossing cereal in my cart when I spot Laura down the aisle by the bread. She's in yoga pants, clutching a loaf like it's a lifeline, looking thinner, tired, bags under her eyes like she hasn't slept in weeks. Our eyes lock, and she gives this awkward little wave, fingers twitching, lips parting like she might say something. I nod, quick and sharp, and keep rolling my cart toward the canned goods. Wayne, she calls, voice wobbly, and I stop, half turning. I'm sorry, she says, stepping closer, bread squishing in her grip. I messed up everything. I look at her, really look and see the wreck she's become. But it doesn't pull me back. Yeah, you did, I say, not mean, just done. She swallows hard, nods. Take care, okay? I mutter. You too, and push on, leaving her standing there, checkout line slow, some kids screaming about candy, and I'm half smiling, thinking about Sophie texting me dumb memes from her shift. Busted a guy stealing a lawn gnome, your turn. Driving home, sun dipping low, I catch myself in the rear view. Lines on my face deeper, but eyes lighter than they've been in months. Laura's trial was her loss, her big swing and miss. Me, I traded up. Sophie's not a test drive, not some fling to figure out. She's the real deal, the one who stuck around when I was a mess and somehow made it better. I pull into the garage, Hope barking like a lunatic inside, and mutter, "Yeah, this'll do." Life's not perfect. Still burn my own toast sometimes, still trip over Hope's toys. But it's mine, and for once, that feels pretty damn good.